Karen, well done for doing this essay today. I really appreciate your effort and staying focused. So you had to write on this title, is it better to have holidays at home rather than abroad? You've written about the cost, you've written about the environment, and you've written on your own idea, so that's great. So I believe if we're looking at that financial aspect, you're definitely going to go for a staycation. So you need an introduction. So I gave you something which you could have used there. So you need to introduce your essay. Many people nowadays are discussing whether to travel abroad or to stay at home, because it might be more exciting or it might be cheaper. And then you have to say, then you can come into your I believe. So you need an introduction first. So I believe if we're looking at the financial aspect, you are going to go to a staycation. So watch out for these use of pronouns. Okay, ideally, when you are writing in a nice high level, you don't want these. Yeah, so you could say, I believe, looking, you don't even need we are, at the financial aspect, comma, okay, staying in one's home country is usually cheaper. So it's a really important thing to practice, is just not using we and you all the time. It's kind of it's not very high level. Yeah, it's something you really need to be thinking about avoiding. How could you say this in another way? So looking at the financial aspect, staying in one's home country is usually cheaper. Not necessarily always. And then this is because, so develop it. Why is it cheaper? Do you need another sentence in here? You've got this. Okay. Sorry. Okay, because then. First of all, so this should be in the same paragraph. You don't need to pay for a hotel. Okay, so instead, flights and the cost of accommodation, hotels, would be less. Yeah. Okay, would be less and could be significantly cheaper as there are no long-haul flights. Something like that. So see how I'm turning it round. I've got your idea, but I'm turning it around and getting it into better quality English. So your next point was the environment. Don't ever start with and. You could have additionally or furthermore, or the one what they say, my next point. Is that traveling in your own country. So really you need to get the structure in here. It's also definitely better for the environment than taking the plane, spelling, for an 8-hour flight instead of taking the train. Okay, good. You're definitely saving money and not harming the planet. Okay, so a few spelling things, but otherwise you're fine there. Good. So saving money as well as saving the planet is a key reason why staycations would be better. So there you go. You can take that whole sentence without you again. Okay, let's talk about safety issues. For me, that's a bit casual. Let's talk about, you could go turning to safety issues and the risk of travel. Okay, or turning to safety issues, there are risks. And then not, let's say for example, to keep it formal, in El Salvador 80 people are killed, even though, rather than, believe it or not, also too casual. So even though people are traveling to this country because it's cheap. Yeah. So yeah, this needs to be one paragraph and kind of nicely organized. You're jumping a little bit from idea to idea, so we just need to get that into something a bit smoother. And this is unlikely in Europe, or less likely in Europe. Just, go less likely. You don't need all those extra words. Keep it tight, keep it good. So in conclusion, rather than but, I can understand if you want to travel, but you need to be aware of taking risks. Yeah, so for that reason, I would recommend staying at home, staying near home. Sounds a bit boring, doesn't it? It's much more fun to go to El Salvador, but you need a conclusion, and that would be your logical conclusion. So main things for you to think about here: the organization. 1, 2, 3, 4 clear paragraphs. Okay, each paragraph, make a point, develop it. Don't just jump from point to point to point. Join up your sentences. But otherwise, good effort, well done. So in a FCE writing, that would probably score 2.5 out of 5, but do you know what? That is not a bad score. Well done.